Hi viewers, welcome to another episode of 3-minute chess openings. Today I will give you a very brief introduction to the Catalan opening. For this opening you just have to remember the setup. You can play this opening against almost any move that black plays, so it is easy to remember. It can also be transposed from other openings like the Queen's Gambit declined or the Reti opening. It can follow many move orders, but just to show you an example, d4, d5, knight f3, knight f6, g3, g6, black is just copying white's development, bishop g2, bishop g7, castles, castles, and now c4. Now there are two reasons why you should gambit this pawn. If black captures this pawn, it opens up the diagonal of your g2 bishop, making it the strongest minor piece on board. Secondly, you can regain the pawn like this or like this. This results in the exchange of white's flank c pawn with black's central d pawn, which is advantageous for white. But black is not forced to capture the c4 pawn. He can also play c6 defending his pawn. And now, the range of the light squared bishop of white is not too big. It just extends to a little bit. So you might as well consider exchanging pawns and to continue developing the knights and this bishop. Now instead of g6 and bishop g7, black can also use e6 and bishop e7 for his development. It looks something like this. Now let me show you a trap in this line. Knight e5, c5, d takes c5, queen c7, knight takes c4, bishop takes c5, and knight c3. Now this move tries to trick black into the apparently pawn gaining move bishop takes f2 check. But after rook takes f2, queen takes c4, even though it appears that black is better because he has won a pawn, that is not the case. White has a nice little sacrifice here, that is rook takes f6 check, not check, rook takes f6, g takes f6, bishop h6. Here black's best move is queen c5, but if you are playing a human, which is most probably the case if you have reached this far, he will move the rook. He will play rook e8. And knight e4 is completely winning for white. To illustrate the power of this bishop in the Catalan, let me show you another trap, which happens after the other move, queen c2. Black tries to defend the pawn with b5, a4. Now the correct move is b4. But if black has played b5, it is definitely to safeguard the c4 pawn. So he continues to protect it. Now how should he protect it? Definitely he will not play a6 because after a takes b5 he cannot capture this pawn due to the pin. If he captures, then rook takes a8 is completely losing. So he tries c6, but this is also a mistake because after a takes b5, c takes b5, and now the amazing move knight g5, black has no way to defend this rook. Now if you would have played knight e5, this knight would have blocked the bishop's path and thus protected the rook. But in this case, notice the beauty of the move. After knight g5, even this knight cannot protect the rook because of queen h7 checkmate. I hope you enjoyed this video.